State Street gets a makeover. As we previously reported, this spring and summer, 3 blocks of State Street will become a pedestrian mall. This means only walkers and bikers can use it. No more metro buses or deliveries can be made here. WMTV's Marcus Arsvold shows us the artwork the city commissioned to kick off State Street's new era. Marcus, the theme is #FlockToState.
Cameron, the City Planning Commission says over 600 volunteers joined artists who were paid to make designs and paint State Street pink, yellow, and blue today. You can see the WMTV 15 drone capturing an aerial view of the project here. Artists and volunteers painted circles on the ground, then used stencils and meticulous design patterns to fill in those circles with flamingo-themed art. Local muralist Taylor Makeda worked her magic on the first design closest to campus. She's a graphic designer by day who decided to paint twin flamingos named Frankie with the words "Flock to State" painted in the sun behind them.
Something this scale is really awesome because I'm totally used to everything being in the computer, and I hardly ever get to see something as tactile as this. I'm much of a digital designer, but it's a really awesome process. It's super rewarding to see everything literally at this 20-foot scale.
So why flamingos? Makeda says it's based on an old Madison prank where people put thousands of fake flamingos on Bascom Hill. Now the city is using that prank as a theme. Live in the studio, Marcus Arsvold, WMTV 15 News.